welcome back to another episode of NRVTA Influenced. I'm sitting here with Phil and Stacy Farley. Typically we have people ask me questions, I provide some answers. We're going to have you guys influence us if that's okay. But first and foremost, we understand the channel may have a name change. Can you kind of provide that to us? What's going on?
Sure, we were You, Me, and the RV, and now we've changed it over to Today is Someday.
Okay, now why the change? What's that about?
Well, it kind of has been our theme for the last 4 years, and we're going to be dabbling in some different kinds of travel. So we thought it was time to jump right in and change our name to our theme, which was and is Today is Someday.
So am I hearing that you're going to extend the RV, but kind of expand some of your adventures that may or may not include RV?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got a lot on the plate for travel outside of the RV space, and the last couple years, people have referred to us as Today is Someday, because it's all over our shirts, our hats, the website. So we just thought it was a better name to transition to, and it would be seamless because people are already referring to us as Today is Someday.
Formerly known as
You, Me,
You,
and
Me,
the
and the
RV.
There we go. All right. So here again, I have people that ask me questions. I typically answer those questions. What are some, just some quick, 3, 4, maybe 5 things that, people who are looking at getting into the RV lifestyle, maybe looking at getting and doing some adventure. Let's do that with you guys. They're stuck in their 9-to-5 jobs. They're like, man, if I could just get away. Take us back to whenever you guys first made that decision. You know what? This is it. Today is that day. We're going to now go out and do something different.
Well, I think no matter where you're at, you can always start planning to live for the dream, whatever dream you have, whether it's travel or even getting a degree, whatever that is. You can sit down, make a list of your goals and what you need to do to accomplish them. So even if you just start small, every day if you take a step and do something on your checklist that moves you forward to your goal, and ours was full-time RV travel, you will eventually get there.
Right, we kept saying someday we're going to get there. Someday we're going to do this.
Right, that's what changed it.
What changed our
From someday
to doing
today
it?
Is someday.
Well, our someday happened May 13th, 2018. And we had our timeline moved up by almost 3.5 years when our son came home and said, college wasn't going to work out for him. He didn't know what he wanted to do. Then he said he was going to join the military a short time after that. And we looked at each other and said, now's our time. And we had planned to do it. We just bumped up our timeline a little bit and we made it happen.
We probably should have called our RV Andrew instead of Ruby because it was thanks to him that we got into it much sooner.
Right.
Oh, I see. So he wasn't coming back home, and that's why you left.
Right.
Yes.
He was actually leaving.
And
Right.
we thought we had 3 years to get him through college.
Gotcha.
So in theory, if he had stuck with that plan, we would have just now started our RV adventures.
And I could tell you, a lot of people, that's what they do. They plan, and fail to act. And I think a lot of people, that's what we call them dreamers, right? They sit there and dream about this and just never really take that step.
For us, we really started, we made the decision we were going to do it before Andrew started college that first semester, and we had actually started taking steps. I had already started purging our house. We had started a brand new savings account just for our RV, just for RV items that we were going to need, and we literally started back then. And so we didn't want to be stressed when the time came for us to actually take the leap, so we started small. And so that's why I say start today and take those small steps forward and you will eventually get there.
Now, is Ruby your first RV?
She's our
Yes.
first, and she's the only one that we actually test drove. We were in hundreds, if not thousands, of different styles of RVs, but I have a habit of when I test drive something, I get attached to it, and I bring it home. We brought Ruby home that day.
Right. Okay. And so I guess with that point, is there some people that will research, check them all out, write a list down of, what are the benefits of this and what are the considerations? You guys, hey, put the key in, start it up, I want this.
Well, we did have a list. Like we'd been looking for 2 years. We had our must-have list, and we had a list of concessions we did not want. So when we went in and drove Ruby, we already had that. We already knew she was on the short list for the floor plan we wanted. So the price was right, the timing was right, so we took her home.
Now, looking back, is there anything you wish you would not have done, or anything you would have changed now that you've had a few years?
I think for us in the beginning, we came out of the gates like our hair was on fire. And we were getting into this lifestyle to slow down, get some time back for us, with me being gone so much in the military. And the first 6 months was exhausting. So we came out of the gates too fast. We were trying to
do too much too quickly.
and please
yeah.
all of our family. They were like, "Oh, you're mobile, come see us." So we started doing that, and we were like, "Okay, we've got to slow down." So I wish we would have really listened to our own advice and slowed down out of the gates. But once we figured it out, then it was pretty much smooth sailing. Yeah.
Okay. Any last things? This is your opportunity. Any last things you want to talk to our audience, your audience about, whether it's going to be something that's coming up or just one last thing you say, hey, if you're going to do this, here's what we'd recommend.
I think, and we've been talking about this a lot lately with some of the other channels, is I think if this is the lifestyle you want to do, definitely make sure before you launch, before you sell your house, before you spend all the money, that you have a financial plan in place. And this plan should be when you leave RVing. So have an exit plan from RV life, because you never know what might happen. You might hate it. You might get injured. Something might happen where you have to come off the road. If you put every penny you have into your RV, and we all know that depreciates, and you have no money to get back into your home, you know, it could be a financial disaster. So I always say, plan for your exit before you enter the lifestyle, and then you'll be set no matter what happens.
We get a lot of questions on boondocking, because we like to boondock, and people are always asking, you know, how did you get started, or how should I go about doing this? I'm afraid to get out there and run out of power or water in 2 days. And we tell people to find an RV park close to where they live, go in with empty black and gray tanks, fill your fresh tank, make sure your batteries are charged, and then unplug at your site. Disconnect everything and go through the motions as if you were sitting on a mountaintop with no connections. And if you run out in 2 days, you have the safety net right there where you can hook the water back up, plug into the power, and then go back through and figure out what worked, what didn't work, and then try to adjust your lifestyle that way.
Well, Phil, Stacy, I appreciate the information. It's actually wonderful information. This is another episode of NRVTA Influenced. Thank you so much.